Hello, hello, good evening, and welcome to Candy's Crafts Corner. I'm setting up the camera correctly. How are you all doing today in this very hot summer Sunday here in New York City? Today is the 29th of June, so it's the last Sunday in June, and I hope you're ready for some fun stuff. Just, I'm not ready. Oh, and I see I'm okay. I have to adjust these because there we go. I think that's better. It still shows. This is so weird. Why this shows the all right, let me see. It shows the okay, I think that's fine. It was showing my mount. I wonder if it's all right. Let's see. I think we're doing fine now. Just checking that everything's working. Sorry about the adjustments. I wanted to put it a little farther up so you can see more, but maybe it'd be too small. I don't know. I think it's fine, right? All right. I'll pretend it's fine then. So these are the cards I'm bringing today. I wanted to talk today about these dies. These are part of the gallery suite, beautiful gallery suite, gallery broom. And these are called Beautiful Motif dies. And some of them cut partial things. These two cut the whole thing. I'm going to show you like this and like this. Your regular die, right? But some of these just only cut partial, like this one that cuts a partial thing. See, things get stuck. You cannot, it doesn't have a shape. I guess you could cut some of these pieces and make it into a shape, which I did here. This other one, that's a corner piece. And I actually detached it in case, but it's not perfect because I would have to cut these too, I think. You know, you have to cut things that they will be still be symmetrical. Hi, Deborah, how are you? So anyway, so, you know, these are always a little bit more challenging on what to do with them. And there's also this one that also cuts partially. And this other one I already showed you, right? All right, so these are the three. These three cut partial, these three cut the whole thing. Hi, Teresa, how are you? So what I thought is like, oh, let's challenge myself to use the partial cutting ones because those are the ones, to be honest, that actually didn't make me buy the whole suite the first time. And I waited and I seen what you can do with that and with them. And then that's what I was convinced is like, maybe I should get them. And I did. Anyway, so this is the partial cut with that one. And I did this C-fold card. I put paper on top of the card, the part that is folded here, and I cut both. You don't have to. The logical thing would be just like cut the paper, die cut the paper, and then just glue it on the card. But I wanted to actually play with this and open this up a little bit so you could see the pecan pie picking leaves also picking out from there, you know, and coming out, just to give it a little bit more interest. Then I had done this one. I love this one, how it came out. This is what inspired me to get finally the dies. And this is a belly band card. I'm using retired ribbon. You can use whichever ribbon you want, of course, and the color combination that you want. So I had to cut twice this die, and you can actually open it up and put it on top of it so it shows that. There you go. There we go. You know, I like it a lot. I thought I seen somebody using it in a similar way, but in a whole card, and I said like, well, for a label, it would look cool. So that's what I wanted to do. And then using the damask embossing folder, I emboss these two pieces, and you open up. I'm using the paper from Gallery Blooms as well, or Beautiful Gallery, sorry, and the other one of the dies. Okay, so some ideas, and then finally I wanted to use the 3 dies that are partially cut, so because I want to show you the 3, and then I used it here in an already embossed layer, you know, just and do a little bit more vintage looking car. This is not a fan fold, the other two are fan fold cards. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with, let's see, let's start with the green one, which for me was the first one, the belly band one. I have all the materials here. And I'm going to do the inside a little bit different, because for this one, let me show you again. I used a beautiful landscape, but then when you put the note here, you can barely see it. Oh, thank you so much, Deborah, for sharing. And thank you, Teresa, for saying soon. I loved the paper on the Beautiful Gallery paper is so gorgeous, and it doesn't showcase here, you know. So what I'm gonna do now is just put the paper on the sides and then just the note to write. Let's see how that works. I also gonna have to do some die cutting on camera, so I hope I won't kick the camera so much. We'll see. I cannot make any promises about that. Okay, so I have a sheet of crumb cake, and I'm gonna score it at 4 1/4, which is half. This is 8 1/2, so it will be the half. And then following the method that I was telling you about, just make sure that all the corners match. All right. So that's my card base. As I said, I use this color combination. You can use whichever color combination. I tend to use color cardstock that I have more of. And sadly, in one of my cards coming up, you'll see that I didn't have petal pink. I thought I had. Oh my God, I just scored it wrong. Blah, blah. Okay. That's why I hadn't scored it in half, because it's not in half. I have to cut the sizes. Okay, let me get another half sheet of crumb cake. I'll save this card base for something else. Not a problem, not a problem. Silly me. There was a reason why I left it unfolded and scored. All right, so let's do this again. So we're gonna do 5 1/2, which is half the sheet of the crumb cake. And we're gonna score at, okay, now we're gonna do it properly. 2 1/8 score. So take the blade out of the way, and then we're gonna turn it around, and we're gonna score at 2 1/8 as well. Okay, and that is the half of 4 1/4, if I'm not miscalculating. Now, what you want to make sure is that these two layers don't overlap. They're like perfectly together, and they are. So just before you score them really well with your bond folder, just press on in the center, so they're as close together as possible without overlapping, because that will let you put in and out the belly band nicely. Okay. Yes. You just want to make sure that it lays as flat as possible. All right. So then I have two pieces here that I've already pre-embossed in mossy green, and these pieces are, if I'm not mistaken, 1 7/8, I think. Actually, no, it's 2 actually. 2 by 5 3/8. Okay, two pieces, and I'm gonna just glue them. Let me put my card here, so I have my inspiration close by. As I'm gluing, I'm gonna remind people who are not demonstrators. I know Teresa and Deborah are, and maybe other people watching later that are not demonstrators, that Stampin' Up! Is having the sweet sale. And I think it's done tomorrow, right? The sweet sale means that you can buy one sweet. Actually, I'm going to put this as close to the center because that's what I wanted to do, so there's almost no distance. So the sweet sale means that you buy one sweet or one sweet element and you get the other one half off. So you can buy a whole sweet and then another sweet will be half off. So if you have a wish list, now is the time to put it, and tomorrow is the last day. So we're gonna put it together as close as possible. I guess I didn't do properly there. Oh, okay. This seems to be a little wider. I don't know why, but anyway, we still see a little sliver of crumb cake, which is fine because once you have the belly band, it's just disguised. Also, I cut this from the same piece, so probably if I had put them the other way around, this would match. But again, our belly band and our label is gonna cover all that, and I should have put that a little bit closer to there. But anyway, you know what I mean. So that's the side, the outside of my card, and then for the inside, I thought to do a little different from my original card. So I have two pieces. These are one and I remember there was one that was 1 7/8. This one is it, and by 5 1/4. So we're just gonna put a piece of paper and then we're gonna make it nice now, so that they continue. So because these are together, so this is gonna be my right side. This is gonna be my left side. So once you open the card, you get the whole picture. And as I said, the paper comes from the same suite. That if you happen to buy a suite, you can get a half price. You will get a half price the cheaper of the suites. So just think about it when you're buying. All right. There. And now we're going to just glue them to the sides. All right. I hope you're dealing with the heat well. I'm sure that Teresa, probably you have a heat wave as well, right? I was so happy last week where I could just it was cool and in the 70s. I'm like, when do I have to sign for the whole summer? That's what I want. But today got into the 90s here. And very, very, very humid. Much more humid than the previous heat wave that got into 100, but it wasn't that humid. It was still unbearable. I don't deal with the heat very well. I'm a winter flower. All right, so that looks nice, right? And then now we have a piece here for our center. And these measures 4 by 5 1/4. So the height of all the green pieces, it should be the same because otherwise it would look not right. So you want to align it with the frame, like with the frame of your sides as well. So it looks nice, and this could be a little bit more to this side. There we go. Just a little. Yeah, that's why I like my tumble glue. People hate it, some people, but not me. All right. And then we need a piece of white cardstock to write our sentiment. And I didn't pre-cut that, surprisingly, but I can do it right now. Actually, I have one pre-cut here that I may adjust though, because this is the same size, so we need a little smaller. I'm gonna do 5 by 3 and 3/4. So 3 3/4, because I want to show my frame. All right, 3 3/4 by 5. There we go. And there we go. We have the card that opens like this, and then you see these panels. I think I like this better. What do you guys think? And now we're gonna work on the belly band, which is like the showpiece, pretty much. What do you guys think? Which inside do you prefer? I like the flower too here, so anyway, just think about it as I'm working on the belly band. Sorry. Hi, Laura. Thank you for joining. So I have a piece here of 3/4 by 8.5. And usually it should be longer than 8.5, because ideally you want your belly band to cross. But because I had this one, I can make it work, because you can just adhere the big piece here. If your piece is big enough, you have enough. Can you see what I'm showing here? There's a little bit of a gap, but it's fine, because you're gonna put a big piece on top of it. So that's fine. We leave that for the end. We're gonna work on our label first. And for our label, I already pre-die cut my piece. This is 3 by 3 square, because then I can just put it right there, and it just fits white, the white of my card. All right. And then this is and I see I put the die really close together, but I'm gonna glue it, and it's gonna be fine. I shouldn't have, but that's what happened. This is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, right? So we're gonna glue it first, and then we're gonna work on lifting the pieces, the partially cut pieces. So I'm just gonna put glue on the very edge, not too much, because I don't want it to go out. But the pieces that I know that I'm not gonna lift, on the side here. I should have done that on my, actually should be doing this on my silicone mat, because if there's any accident, you want it here, there. Yeah, and here is where I just got too close to the edge, but I'm just gonna put some glue there, and that's gonna be fine. All right. Lifting. Put it on my square. Make sure it's straight. All right, so that should work, right? And now, before it dries, I mean, I try not to put glue on the pieces that I'm gonna leave, but then you can help with the piercing tool of take your pick tool if you don't have an old piercing tool like the one I'm using. And as I'm lifting, I'm folding it, curling it with my fingers a little bit. You could do that before with your bone folder before you glue it, but honestly, it's so delicate that you're risking breaking it down. The new one is your favorite, Teresa? I like it on the sides too, Deborah. Hi, Sandy. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so just lifting it. Doesn't have to be super, super lifted, but as much as you want, you know. You can also curl it like that. You know, so it shows the little, like the out through the holes, you can see the crumb cake paper. And am I on camera? I hope I am. Yes, it looks like I am. This is the part where I messed up, so it may be a little bit more glued. There we go. Lift it. There you go. All right. So I'm satisfied like that, more or less. Maybe not with this one. They tend to go in their place. I don't know. That's why it's good to curl them once you have them out. So anyway. So then I need a piece for my sentiment, and I'll just grab a strip that is 1/2 inch, and I'm gonna grab a happy birthday from Go To Greetings. You can use whichever happy birthday, whichever congratulations, whichever message you want. Ideally, something that you can fit in a strip that's narrow, because I want this to go in the middle, the little banner. I really love how it came out. Allow me to get my ink. And I'm gonna do it not super on the side, because I want to cut the banner sides. So my scissors. Oh, how nice that you don't have to work this week. I hope it's not another one of your unpaid vacations. Because the beauty of not having to work is when you get paid. Anyway, I know. I'm in the same boat. I have to say, I have 1 day a week off this week. And I don't get paid for that day. But anyway, that's fine. There will come better times. That's what I'm keep repeating myself. Go for it, Sandy. If you have the materials, go for it and create along with me. That would be fun. All right. Still unpaid. Yeah. Well, as I say, I'm on the same boat. I'm gonna curl it a little bit with my bone folder, leaving a belly in the center and the flags sticking out on the sides. And then I'm gonna position it where I want it. And once I have it where I want it, I'm just gonna put adhesive in it. And I'm gonna put a glue dot on the parts that touch the paper. And oh, there go I hope I don't need my minis, because they just fell on the floor. And then just a big one, so it keeps up a dimensional. Just want it center. and lift it, because I like the fact that it looks like it's grabbed, the banner is grabbed by the pieces that we just lifted. All right, that seems to be fine. So something like that. So see, now I want this on top. There we go. All right, so I think it's not totally, it's a little crooked. Let me see if I can lift it up a little bit. Yes, I'm satisfied. And now we're gonna grab our strip. We're gonna wrap it around. Tight, but not super tight, because you don't want to suffer too much. It doesn't matter that your gap is not on the center, because we're gonna put this here and nobody's gonna see it. Oh, but we want to put, sorry, we want to put some ribbon in it. So with some tear tape, thank you. I mean, it's just like the dies are so nice. I don't know why I was so hesitant to get them at the beginning. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like partial dies. So I'm just going to put a whole strip of tear tape in the center. And then the same amount of, more or less. If you don't want to be very generous, know that you don't need that much ribbon, because almost all the front, you don't get to see it. So you can be a little bit more frugal. Just, oh, I didn't, there. Sorry, am I off camera? I'm just placing my ribbon on top of the tear tape. That's good enough. And now I'm gonna do what I said that I was gonna do. Close this, not super tight, and then we'll put adhesive right here. I think I put, in my original card, I put more tear tape. Don't go all the way to the extreme. Just, and then just place that in the center as you want it. We'll give it a couple of minutes, not a couple of minutes, but a little bit of time, because that's why I use tear tape. Because with tear tape, it just glued it right on. And I want to make sure that my especially the center pieces are lifted up. This is not catching here. All right. I think that's it. Now you can take it off. Oh, it unglued. I'm gonna put some tear tape, because sometimes with the ribbon and the glue, if it seeps, the glue seeps down into the ribbon and it doesn't adhere, it's not good. But oh, it seemed to have taken now. But we'll see. And wow, we can actually put something here, like one of the little smaller, just so it's not that naked. I mean, it's not naked, right? Maybe this little tiny one. This little bouquet of roses. No. That is from Gallery Blooms, the little one. And I'm gonna do it in Mossy Meadow. Hi, Elise. I didn't see you there. Oh, I see your message now. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. All right, so that's it. And then we close it and we can put the belly band in it. And then, no, that's not it. We're going to put some blingy blingy. I like for these ones, if I still have some. No. Yes, these. These are kind of, I think they're garden green, but they look very mossy meadowy to me. And I like the quality, the shiny quality. These are blooming pearls. So I'm going to put one here. And I'm going to put one of the smaller ones in here. And then I'm going to put another big one here in the bottom. That's it. Card number 1. There's only 3 cards today because they're a little bit more time consuming to make. But thank you. So glad that you like it. All right. So card number 1 in the books. We decided that we all like better this inside than the other one. Let's just show the late arrivals. I like it. I like this one better too. But anyway, like I thought of it when I was putting it together. So that's sometimes what happens with inspiration, right? All right. So let's move on to card number 2. So card number 2, we're going to use the second die cut that is partial. And is this one with the leaves. And as I told you, this is the one that I'm going to have to cut on camera because I wanted to show you how I did it. So there's going to be movement here. There's going to be rattling. I'm probably going to hit the camera. So I apologize in advance. Okay. So this is just a simple C-fold with the front using one of the papers in, what is the paper called? Gallery Bloom? No. Beautiful Gallery. All right. So let's start with that. I even put the embellishments that I want to use in my little prep sheet. All right. So we have that. We start with that. And this is a simple C-fold. So as you know, it gets scored in the middle, 4 1/4. Oh, Sandy likes them both. Yeah, thank you, Sandy. As I said, I have my preference, but they're both nice. If you press against the side of these, as I explained in one of my Tuesday tips, then you get the perfect fold for your card bases. And this time I want a 2 1/8 tool. And you can actually fold it in half yourself, or you can just score it. I'm going to score it lightly, and then I'm going to adjust just because it helps me a little bit. And I was thinking that you can do the same. You can just press here. There we go. So that's our card base. Which always leaves a little bit. We know that, but anyway. And then for the paper, I'm going to use one of these. And I'm going to use the same because I really like it, how it goes with these, the colors and everything. So I'm going to use the same. I'm going to look for the same. And I know which one it is. It's this one. It's beautiful. I love it. But that's my backside. I know. It's Sophie's choice with our paper. They're so pretty. And for this, I'm gonna need 4 by 5 1/4. I'm gonna verify that, but I think that's what I'm gonna need. Yeah. This paper is 6 by 6, so you end up with a nice 2-inch strip by 5 1/4. And this one you can use to put underneath a sentiment if you want, like layering like this or something. So I saved them all. All right. Put everything in its place, because when you have my really, really limited space, you need to put away as you go, because otherwise there won't be any room for it. So this is how it's gonna go, right? And then you lift it and you open it like that. I'm not gonna glue it until I put my leaf here. Unless, actually, that's how I did it for this one. Or maybe I can glue it just on the side. Let's try that. What's the worst thing that can happen? That I mess up on camera? It would not be the first time, right? What's the color of the card base? Oh, this one, Sandy, is a pecan pie. So I'm gonna put a strip here. I'm not getting all the way to the end, because I know that I have a frame around it, so I don't want my glue to show up. And then I'm gonna put a strip on this side. I mean, because my paper is gonna be seen when it opens a piece, I don't want to put it upside down. So just think about it. Let's see. And hopefully I'll avoid, I'll put my leaves here and I'll be able to avoid the glue that I just put. Maybe some of them. Let's see if it works. If not, we'll leave the other leaves. There's plenty of partial die cutting that can be done. All right. So let me grab my cut and emboss machine. Make room for the big monster. May not be on camera, but I want to do it here. So if I fit it from this side, I don't have room to put my plates. Yeah. You would see it. I'll show you how it's done. But I think I'm going to do it from the other side, because otherwise. So I'm going to put my paper open. Oh, sorry. Like this. Okay? Just think that this is where my fold is. I can feel it. And it cannot be on that side. So it's just, this is a little bit more than the 2 inches, 2 inches that the paper would have. But anyway, it's fine and it works fine, I think. Right? So I'm just gonna put it all on the side and feed it from this side, because I don't have room to feed it from the other side. And center in the height that you want. And I think that's fine. Let's see. I just hope that it works. It moved up there. Just a little bit. All right, it's coming in theory. You will see it before I do. All right, so let me take the monster out of here. All right. Let's see how we did. All right. So far, so good, right? And then we can leave this and we can leave them all. Yay! And now you leave them from behind, pushing. And if you want, you can use your piercing tool, your take a pick tool. This just has the cut. See that this doesn't lift or anything. This one does lift. This one does lift. And I want to lift them, and maybe too much, because when you put it in the envelope, it's gonna flatten again. But you know, just to get the idea. All right. See, and now what I'm doing is I'm separating the paper. This one got stuck. See, that's what I was afraid of. Well, you know, I can lift it like that and show it like that. Let's see if this one is stuck or not. Yes, it's also stuck. But I can lift it like that. And this one won't be stuck. So I can just lift it and twist it a little bit so you can see the pecan pie picking underneath like that. You know what I mean? So the ones that are more on the sides are going to catch I think these are the only two. But, you know, you can lift it like that and you still show. And this one will be totally done like that. See? And then we can just separate them. And this is another piece. There. So it's like we put two together. And I thought it looks nice. It's a little different from just this. Did it? I guess this one got glued too. We can have it all, people, but anyway. But you get a bunch of them that are lifted, so you know you don't have to see them all. Like here, you don't see them all anyway. Yeah, I put too much glue on the sides. Well, that's why you live and learn. But this side, it looks nice. And some I leave the paper up, and some I leave the paper down. Just for variety's sake. And these ones are not die cut enough, so they're hard to move. But you still want to lift them. All right. See? Looks cute, right? Anyway, I made a bow with a linen thread, a double bow that I had already made. I was going to use it for another card, and then I'm like, oh, look at that. Prep work already done. I'm going to trim the tails a little bit. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I love hearts. I'm just going to actually, I should finish the card before decorating that, right? But anyway, I'm just going to trim the tails a bit. There we go. I really like this. I hope you do too. And now for the inside, we just have a very simple card base, well, card base, whatever, note card, whatever. This is 5. I made it a little smaller. I didn't do it 4 by 5 and a quarter. I did it 3 3/4 by 5. So you don't have the risk of seeing like a white edge here. Before putting it down, we're gonna do a calypso coral with these flowers. Calypso coral is one of these colors here in this paper, so it picks up. If you want to do it in pecan pie or another color, you can. And this card, you can do any color combination. You can do it in blues. It will look nice with a secret sea and cloud cover too. You just need another pattern there for the front. Right. Now we glue it. Okay, I'm opening on the wrong side. I forgot to close my window, and that's wrong for bad for two reasons. One, that you can hear the traffic. Thank you, Sandy. I'm glad you like it. You can hear the traffic. And two is that my air conditioning is going on. So why is the window open? Just because I needed to unstuff my house a little bit. But anyway. All right. So that's the main thing. And then for my sentiment, I used the to the point punch. And I punched it one in pecan pie and one in petal pink, and that's why I don't have any more petal pink, because that was my last piece of petal pink. I have to order petal pink. I'm gonna leave the petal pinks full, and I'm gonna put this here more or less in the middle, and I'm gonna split it in two. Oops. Split it in two. We're gonna stamp or sentiment. I'm using a happy birthday from Unbounded Love. I think like this, yes. And I'm gonna do it in Calypso Coral. Oh, I'm so happy you like them, Deborah. I'm glad I'm inspiring you guys. I should be using my mat because this photopolymer, but I think I got it. Yeah. Now we're gonna put a little bit of glue in here and a little bit of glue in here. Enough that I can slide it around. That's the trick. And then I'm just gonna do this, and they have to align with the, oops, see, right. Just if you grab them like this, you can just align them with the side, and that's it. And now the same with this one. I'm gonna put it and then align it with the side and at the same height of the other one. So it looks like it has a shadow. All right. Now we're gonna put this here in dimensionals. And I like this to the point because it kind of mimics the wallpaper, as I call it. Oh, thank you, Deborah, for saying that. I always inspire you. Thank you. Oh, look, to me, it looks like I did it. It looks fine, right? And I guess I didn't cut it properly. But look how crooked it looks from the back. But nobody's looking at the back. Everybody's looking at the front, and the front looks fine. So we're going to ignore that. Oops, sorry. Right there. And then I thought that these pearls were fabulous because they are calypso coral, or they look calypso coral to me. These are the adhesive back pearl trio. I think they're retired. You use whatever you want or whatever you have that suits your fancy. I think the antique pearls look nice here because this card is like a little old-fashioned looking. Just gonna do them what I did them before. I'm just gonna put one. Yeah, yeah, there. All right. So that's card number 2. And then let's go for the last one. Yeah, the shadow, right? I like it a lot because otherwise it looks very naked when you just put a punch and that's it. In my book, at least. I have to either sponge the sides or something. And I think the shadow kind of works nicely. And it picks up both colors. All right. So just make sure that you're showing your pecan pie right there. And actually, I'm going to just finesse this a little bit more. There we go. There we go. And just move this paper. Even if you twist it, it's fine. Like that. All right. So that's our other card. Very simple, but nice. Effective, right? Looks much more complicated when you get it. Now, the one that's a little bit more complicated is the upcoming one. This one. It's not a fanful, but it's one of these more antique looking ones. So for this one, I have a piece of basic beige, and I already pre-cut this part, pre-die cut this part. I embossed it first, and then I die cut it. What happens? It flattens your embossing if you put it again. So I only did this part, so I don't want my embossing up too flatten, and then I just scratch a little bit from the back so it raises again. Right, but it's barely noticeable, right? So we're gonna distress this with the side of your scissors. Be careful because your paper is already embossed, so it's already, many of the fibers are already broken in the paper, so it's more delicate than just distressing a regular cardstock that has not been uh, embossed. So thankfully I haven't vacuumed today. I have to, but I haven't got around to doing it. So all these fuzzy things are gonna be picked up tomorrow. And be especially careful here because there's not enough distance from the die cut part. So just be careful. Hold it all together. And this one, careful there. I'm not so careful here. And if it breaks, it doesn't matter because look, I just broke a little bit here. But that's my intention, that it looks distressed. Just curl a couple of the corners and maybe like roll them a little bit. And this one too. Not all the same because you don't want them to look all the same, it's like an old paper, and it doesn't age all the same. And now that it's done, now we're gonna put some ink in it. Now when you use your dauber over a side that it's been distressed, you'll pick up a lot of fuzzy thingies. And then when you put it back on your ink pad, it will stay there. And I mean, you cannot see it right now. It's not happening, but it's happened to me before all the time. So when you're done, it's good to go with a piece of cardstock like that and just rub it like this so you don't get like the fuzzy stuff. You see, I got it off already. I'll have to do that when I'm done. Yeah, sleeping is better than vacuuming, Sandy. So yeah, vacuum is gonna be tomorrow at some point. Vacuum and mopping. And I want to go a little bit in some, especially in the corners. And if it's folded in, I'm going from the back as well and the front. Yeah, so see how it's picking up some of here on the front as well. That's what I want. And then we're going to have to sponge this, but that's the next step. And we have to be very, very, very careful not to break it. All right, so I think my edges are to my liking, and then just lightly lift and try to put some ink in the curves there that are lifting up. This you can put in the front too. It doesn't matter so much. Whatever you like. All right. There, and the tips of these, I don't know how to call them, motifs as they're called. It's how original of me. All right. Just like that. And then with the ink that I have here, let me grab the fuzziness away. All right. Did I grab it? There. Now I grabbed it. All right. And now close. With the ink that I have left, I need it again. I'm just going to go to some of these raised things. Not all of them. You don't want it to be regular. I think this has destroyed my sponge dauber, so I think this have seen better life. All right, so that's my basic piece, right? And then my idea was to put petal pink underneath as my second layer, but I don't have petal pink, as I explained. So what I did is I cut, this was, I think, 3 3/4 by 5. Yes. And this is for, what is it? 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, it's just 1/8 bigger. And what I did is I grabbed my petal pink and I grabbed a mini how you call it? Blending brush. That's it. And then I just go on the sides that are gonna be seen, and I'm gonna make my petal pink paper, kind of. And then we're gonna distress it too, not as much as the other one. So, and I don't care if it's just, like gets darker in some sizes than others. Remember, you don't have to do a lot because you're gonna see only a sliver of it. So you don't have to kill yourself here. Like I went a little heavy on the corner, but it's okay. I think that's enough. All right. Enough petal pink. And this will go like this, you see? But I want it a little distressed because otherwise it looks just weird that one is super distressed and the other one is not at all. So let's distress it now. Same idea, just not that much. Well, as much as you want. I just don't want it that much because I don't want the corners lifted for this one. A similar effect would have been effective with would have been the result with the deckled edge rectangle dies, but I wanted to do the old-fashioned way. All right, see, now we have a little bit of color of the pink color, which I want a little bit more here. Yeah. Even though I didn't have petal pink, I kind of got the same effect of the petal pink, right? All right, so we can glue it now. And we're gonna glue it, just lifting how you want it. Don't put any glue underneath or die cut part there. And I'm just gonna put glue on the center. Like there, you know, because my other parts are gonna be lifting up. Before I press it completely, I want to make sure that it fits. Yes, it does. All right. Okay, now I press it down. And now we're gonna glue the other part. This one just normally. And this one just, I'm just gonna put straight. So the only crooked place, no, the crooked piece is a top place. Oh, I forgot to put the ribbon around it. Well, I can still do it. All right. Yeah, I can still put the ribbon and then we can put some more glue in there. All right. Not ribbon, thread. We have the thread here. And I just did 2 rounds of it. Just because it looked good. 1 round and another round. And I tied a knot on the front, but I think I'm gonna tie the knot on the back because you don't want to see it, the knot. I mean, it's an old car. You could see it, but so let me see that this is straight. I can always straighten it once it's down. It's hard with this thing on top, but I got it, I think. 1 and 2. And now I'm gonna trim the pieces. And if it's not super tight, it's fine. But it is kind of tight. I just want them together. Like that, and straight somehow. We're gonna put them underneath this piece, as in my other car. There we go. All right, and we're gonna hide the knot. Hide knot. All right. There was a little bit of glue there still, so I'm just gonna glue it down. Leave my corners there. And now I'm lifting all the other elements like we did before. The partial cuts, right? That's what they're here for. All right. Now we have another one of our die cuts. I already die cutted that one. And I'm just gonna tuck it behind this element here and put it more straight like this. Where's my silicone mat? Just gonna put some glue. Once I decide where I want it, then I put the glue on. And you could put glue here and then just pass that the die cut on top, but I'm just gonna just quickly do something like that. Okay, and here, so that when I tuck it, it stays in place. All right. Lifting my elements that I want on top, and right there. All right. I did that farther up, but I wanted it actually farther down when I did my original design. So now we need to work on our stamping. We're gonna do the happy birthday in crumb cake. So I'm gonna use the same happy birthday as I used before because it happens to fit in this little label, which comes from, I didn't want a big label here because you don't want to detract from the die cut part there. But this comes from Unbounded Love too, the dies. All right, so crumb cake it is. Thank you. It is a very beautiful die cut, right? Kind of like a fleur-de-lis, kind of, almost. Let's see if I don't mess it up because I don't have another one of these ones pre-cut. Perfect. Oh, I love when that happens. There it is, in case you didn't see it. Oh, no, we need that because I need to stamp my flowers, my roses, or my peonies. I don't know what are these. I think they look more like peonies, right, to me? No, it's right here. Because it's a big stamp, I just rather do it upside down, the inking. Yeah. Put pressure on all sides because I should have used my mat, actually. Just, oh, it fell, but it's fine. It came out perfect. Now, we need to add a little bit of color. So the same blending brush that I used before for my petal pink, I'm gonna just add, and I don't care that I'm going off my image there because this I'm gonna die cut, so it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go the petal pink for the leaf, for the petals. Very appropriate for the name, right? And I like that the center is a little darker, so yes, I'm gonna go heavier with that. And then I have the mossy meadow for the leaves, a hint of mossy meadow. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Just go like for the leaves. Try not to get into the flowers. But, and as I said, not a problem if this looks like that because it's gonna be fussy cut, not fussy cut, but die cut. So just a hint of color. That's more than a hint. All right. Now we're gonna die cut it. Do I dare to do it on camera? I don't think so. Let's see if I can do it here. Okay, I'll do it here on my table. It just, I have my piano bench next to me to put the cut and emboss machine. I have to, figure out ways to make it work. Okay, you're not gonna see it again. I'm feeding it from me towards the center. I'm using the die cut that comes in the set. And I hope it doesn't, because this is a good one to be doing standing up. So you see exactly where you put your die cut. So the stem is cut. All right. Oh, I put it the other way around. It's coming out. Wait for it. Wait for it. I do have a piano in my apartment, Sandy. It's a console. It's a small one, but I do have a piano. I grew up with a piano at home, and I play the piano not that much anymore than I'm doing uh, crafting, but I do play the piano when I get home in time and I'm not bothering the neighbors too much if it's not too late. To be honest, I haven't played in a while, but all right. Look, you see? I think it looks very nice. I've never done that before, like with the coloring with the blending brush and then cutting it. I like it. Right, putting the die back on its place. And this could be used for something else. I originally wanted to put, I think with the same, but I don't think it's even worth it because, I don't think we need to do that with whatever I had left over. But no, I'm not going to do it because I don't want it to look too dark. So I'm just going to tack this underneath this part and do my bouquet of flowers right there. Okay. Now that I know where I want it, I'm going to lift it. I'm going to put dimensionals here. One behind each flower because I want to tack this in. And then I want to put this little leaf, and maybe this one too, on top of my ribbon there, or my thread there a little bit, as I can. Like right so. Well, actually, it's going to have the, yes, that's how I want it. There. And this, I'm actually placing it, this I do want some edge here with the same leftover ink that I have already. Not adding anymore, but I don't want it to look so contrastingly different. So just gonna cut the little narrow pieces from here. I'm gonna put them on the bottom because on the top there's gonna be the thread. So, and it's narrow, it's very narrow to be able to straddle the pieces along that. So I think, but I do want to make sure that I got this leaf on top of my sentiment. And I'm placing my sentiment parallel to the bottom of my card, not with the crooked one, and coming out a little bit from the other one. You know what I mean, right? Like so. So that's it. Well, that's not it. We're going to put some antique pearls in here, if I can find them. Where the heck are they? I left them handy. I always do that. Leave them handy and then up here. They're inside of my prepared package. It's a very romantic card. I like it. So the antique pearls, I think they work fabulously with this look, the shabby chic look. I'm gonna put a big one, maybe here, hiding a little bit. I'm gonna do different than I did here. And then I'm gonna do one here, and then a small one around here, or here, or here, right there. There. I'm gonna move this one a little bit more center. Like so. All right. And inside, I didn't decorate the inside actually, but I'm gonna put another lighter card, and just because I like lighter for this. I don't know if I'll do white or basic beige. I think basic beige looks better for this combination, right? Let's do it. Basic beige. Thank you, Elise. I'm so glad you like it, guys. I'm gonna do 4 by 5 1/4. Oops, sorry. Let's put the pearls away. Love these pearls. These were from the Garden Friends. What is it called? The one with the bunny rabbits that looks like it looks like Beatrix Potter illustration. That's the suite it comes from. Like basic beige, Sandy, so do I. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this thinner one, so I don't want to put the peonies again here. I could do the peonies in the back. Yeah, okay. Let's do the peonies in the bottom. At the bottom. Where's my? Okay. And I'll do my envelope the same, like that. Yeah. Just the card looks more finished. I know you could write on crumb cake because it's not such a dark color, but I think that the card looks more finished. Storybook, yes. Thank you, Teresa. Storybook friends. Garden friends, I was calling. Plus, if you're a gardener, you don't want the rabbits around, I know. That's what I've been told. I think they're so cute. That's a good thing about having a garden in your windowsill. There's no creatures that come. All right. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. 3 nice cards. They took a little bit longer, but that's why I didn't want to do 4. But I showed the 3 partial, oops, sorry, there's 2 cards here. I showed the 3 partial die cuts. Do you have a favorite? I always like to ask for, who's your favorite? Anyway, well, thank you so much for watching, for joining. And just a reminder, I'm going to take a little break for the next 3 weeks, so there won't be tutorials for the next 3 weeks. And I'll come back probably, if I have time, with the alternatives for July's paper pumpkin. But until then, I hope you have a good July, and that is not too hot. And I hope to see you when I return. Okay? Thank you so much. Peonies. Yes, peonies. Yes. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Elise. Thank you, Laura. And have a good July, and see you in 3 weeks. Bye.